facial eczema, the cows are essentially ingesting high levels of sporidesmin from the fungus Pithamyces chartarum. Although these spores are around most of the time, when the weather gets really humid, they start proliferating rapidly and they can get very high, and this is extremely toxic for the cows. So the reason it's toxic for the cows is they're ingesting high levels of these toxins in their diet. They're eating a lot of pasture. The pasture has, at that time of the year, in the summer coming into autumn, there's usually a lot of dead matter around, and that's a perfect breeding ground for this fungus. They're ingesting high levels of spores. The sporidesmin gets into the rumen and into the GI tract and is absorbed into the bloodstream, and essentially targets the liver, and it overwhelms the liver, which has catastrophic outcomes for the animal. The reason you want to start early is once the cow is essentially ingested a whole lot of spores and there's some liver damage happening, it's very hard to fix. So that's worst case scenario. So being preemptive is crucial. And so then the question becomes, how do I be preemptive? So there's a couple of strategies. The most common one is zinc protection. And then within that, there's two different schools of thought. So a lot of farmers will go to a half rate from just after Christmas, 1st of January maybe, New Year's, and do a half rate and sort of ease the cows into it, build some levels slowly over a few weeks before going full rate. A lot of farmers will wait till the end of January, maybe 1st of Feb, and just go full rate. There is an impact on the cow with that amount of zinc in the diet, right? So, the zinc in itself can, at very high levels, can be toxic, and we are dosing the zinc for a long period of time, so we don't want to really exceed 90 days at the full dose. So there's a little bit of that to consider. However, the benefit of having the zinc in the diet far exceeds the issue of not having it in and getting facial eczema cases. So your zinc strategy forms the sort of bedrock of your action. It's not an absolute guarantee that you're not going to get facial eczema, but it's the best level of protection you can offer your cows that we know about. One of the other strategies, or the other strategy, is to really look at feeding a high level of supplement feed, more conserved feed, grass silage, maize, palm kernel, and sort of dilute the amount of grass that you're feeding, and also to ensure that the cows are going into good cover and they're not grazing it right down. So if we can avoid some of that dead matter around the base of the plant, that'll go a long way to limiting how much spore intake we're getting. So what are some of the common prevention mistakes we see around the place is sometimes farmers start a bit too late in the season. They think the weather's good, they think the conditions are fine, but there actually is an underlying spore count that's already present, and we only notice once it flares up and start the zinc and it's too late. There's already liver damage there. So that's one key thing. The other one is pulling the pin too soon. So getting to the end of April and just saying, right, cool, that's the end of the season, we're going to pull the zinc, and then we get a week of fine, warm weather come through early May, and all of a sudden those spores jump. So we've seen both of those things. So it's just being mindful and being aware of what the season's doing and what the weather's doing, and literally every season is different. So you've got to be on top of it.